friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while and I've missed you. Today I am going to create a 2-page layout, and I am documenting some fun photos from my recent trip out to Long Beach, California for the Stampin' Up! On Stage event. So Stampin' Up! Calls their convention on stage. And so here are a variety of photos that were taken on day one, the official day one of On Stage. And it was such a fun event. And I'm actually going to be working with the Made with Sweetness scrapbooking workshop kit. Now I have done a few things with the bits and pieces that come in this kit, but I wanted to show you that this is the scrapbooking workshop kit. So you can see that you get instructions, cutting diagrams, and step-by-step instructions on how to put together 3 2-page layouts. And I always like to get the scrapbooking workshop kits, even if I'm not going to create the layouts that they walk you through in the kit. I like to get it because you get all kinds of really fun exclusive product. So here is the sticker sheet. And just like all workshop kits, the stickers are a thicker sticker. I call them a designer sticker. They're matte finished also, so you can stamp on them, you can journal on them, and you don't have to worry about smearing. There's some nice sentiments, lots of fun images, there's titles, and then you get, this is where the exclusive part comes in, you get punch outs. What's nice about the punch outs is you can see on the back, it tells you what project each of these punch outs go to if you're going to follow the step-by-step instructions. So we've got 2 sheets of these. I love these circles because you can do so much with circles. You also get some exclusive papers. So these are single-sided. I love the yellow gingham. And then there's 2 of these strawberry slush. And then you get DSP that is the same that comes in the DSP pack. So it's double-sided. So we've got the ladybugs with the daisies, and the back side is this gingham. So you can see here these fun daisies, and the back side is that fun checkerboard. And then I love the notebook. So actually in the scrapbooking workshop kit, you get a sheet of this that is one-sided. And then you've got these fun images here. And what's nice about this is you can actually cut out these jars of jams and use those as embellishments. And then the back side is this notebook paper, which I'm all about, all home office supply things. So there is one that's like this. It's just all strips like a notebook. But this one is the true notebook because you got the red stripes down the side. And then some other fun things that come in this collection. You've got these fun dots. There's strawberries, and then strawberry slush, and I believe it's Night of Navy. Little dots, self-adhesive dots. And then there's even a 3D embossing folder. It's the daisy, and I do have a sample here. I don't even know if the camera does it justice, but so fun. And then there's also this 3D embossing folder, which is the Ladybug Picnic. And this one's got ladybugs and daisies on it. So I did do a quick project last week with this collection, and I used the new clipboards that just came out at the beginning of March. I love these clipboards. So you get 3 in a pack. You get 2 that fit 5x7, and then 1 that fits a 4x6. So I use this paper collection to make this frame, highlighting this photo of my dear friend and I added some ribbon to it. And then here is another 5x7. And then there is a 4x6 clipboard. I will link everything in the product description box below. of what I use for this layout. So I am going to clear my desk and we will get started documenting the official day 1 of Onstage. Alrighty, I am bringing in my glass mat, and then I went through some of my Make It From Your Heart how-to books and found a layout here. This is Make It From Your Heart Volume 3. So those of you who've been with me with my Close to My Heart days, you may have this how-to book. These books are amazing. I wish they were still available, but if you have them, I hope you are still using them. So on page 64 and 65, pattern 30 shows a layout that houses 9 photos, and I'm actually going to add a little flip-flap to one of the pages. So I did pre-cut all my paper to save time to build this layout, and I decided that this pattern here from the scrapbooking workshop kit would be the perfect base page. So there's 2 sheets in this scrapbooking workshop kit, and I'm going to use both of them for my base pages. So from the Made with Sweetness scrapbooking workshop kit. And then following the instructions from that how-to book, I took another pattern. This is another one of the exclusive patterns that you get in the scrapbooking workshop kit, and this is a perfect example of why I always get the workshop kits, even if I'm not going to create the layouts that the instructions teach you to do. But we're going to put that right there. And then I did map my photos that I shared with you. And then looking at the pattern, we need 2x2, 6 2x2 photos or pattern papers. So I have 2 other ones, and I did cut my photos are 2x2, but then I double matted them. So I always do that. I like to mat with white and then bring in a color for the double mat. And then I used this pattern from the workshop kit, and I'm putting that in between. So the photos with the double mat is about 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and then this is 2 inches. And I like how it looks with the 2 larger and then the 1 smaller, and then down here we'll do the 2 smaller and the 1 larger. And what I'm going to do with this is, and here's a hack for you. This is actually that glossy cardstock that comes in all your paper packs and workshop guides that says what it is. I save those and I use them as mats, and it works perfectly. So this photo is going to go right here like this. And then I've got these 2 photos. And so I'm thinking I'll use a 2x2 flip flap and put that right over like that, and then we can flip that up. And that's just a way to add more photo and or journaling to your page. So I like how this looks. And then there's one last piece of pattern paper that I want to add per the guide that I'm following, and that's this pattern paper again, and that's going to go right there like that. So that looks pretty similar to either of these samples. So let's go ahead and get these adhered, and then we'll do the corresponding page, and then we'll have fun with the embellishments. I'm just using my Seal Plus to add my adhesive. And then using the glass mat makes it so easy to line up because you've got all the measurements. And I want this to go 2 inches down And I can line that up just like that. Oops. And then I know that it will be even right across. I don't know how I lived without a glass mat. I love this. Then I'll add my seal to my strip. And this is going to go about 1/4 of an inch underneath. And again, because I have my glass mat, I am able to line it up perfectly. All right, we've got all our photos adhered, and then in case you're new here, I wanted to just demonstrate how easy it is to use the flip flaps. So the flip flaps come in a variety of sizes, and what I like to do is take my 2 photos or pieces of paper, whatever you're going to stick in the flip flap, and I like to adhere them back to back. Now you want to be cognizant that this is going to flip up. So one photo is going to be facing upright, but then when you flip it up, this photo will be like this. I actually want it to go like this. So what we are going to do is adhere them. So this one is going right side up, and then that one will be the opposite. So I'm going to get my seal and adhere these like this. Now you don't have to adhere them together, but I like to do that because it keeps it from sliding. Then I'm going to slip this in like this, and we fold this back, and this has adhesive on it. And I am choosing to orientate this so that it flips up. If you want it to do it on the side so it opens like a book, you could do that as well. Now I shouldn't have adhered this down until after I put my flip flap in, but I think I can peel that up. I'm going to peel this off, and this is a real sturdy tape. And then I'm going to make it so that that tab goes underneath the mat, the photo mat. That way it's hidden. And that's just a little tip I've picked up over the years. And then make sure that it is lined up with my photo, and then adhere it down. Then I just like to burnish it. And there we go. So I have 2 other photos. You could also put your journaling in there. And then after I slide it into my page protector, I can alter my page protector by cutting a slit with an X-Acto knife and pull that flip flap through so that it will be on top of the page protector and everything will be protected. So now we will bring in the second exclusive paper, and we can line this up really easily. So according to the instructions on the layout I am following, it had me cutting the same piece of paper, only this time it's 6 by 9. And so that's going to line up evenly from the left page. So I don't even really have to measure. I can just line these up right next to each other, making sure that the base pages are even. And then adhere my yellow gingham. Isn't this paper so pretty? I was thrilled with how well the photos of this day 1 of Onstage matched this paper perfectly. And it has nothing to do with fruit or food or kitchen or anything. So don't let a paper packs theme deter you from using it for other themes. The paper is really very, very versatile, and it's almost like this paper, this collection was made for my photos. So I just adhered my pieces by lining them up, and then, as I showed you already, I have my photos already matted, and I'm just going to place them down the way the concept instructions, the sketch shows me. I'm going to move this out of the way, and then I've got a few more photos that we can adhere like this. Isn't this paper perfect for these photos? So day one of On Stage was filled with registration and getting our goodie bags with all our fun things. This is actually, I know Natalie, but these three gals I met for the first time. We all participated in a class. We were part of a panel. I had never met them before, and that's what I love about this community. It was, when we did meet, it was like we knew each other all along. They became really good friends, and it was fun to work with them and present with them, and that's the best part about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, is the friendships that you get to build and grow with. So really, really great ladies. I was very inspired by them. All right, then in the diagram, it shows the journaling spot. And how perfect is this paper? This is one of the papers that comes in this collection. And that's going to be my journaling, and that will go right here like this. So I do have to write my journaling, and I will do that off camera, because when I try to do it on camera, I always spell a word wrong or forget a word. So I'll do that off camera, and then we can begin embellishing our page. All right, I've got all my photos adhered now. I did my journaling, and now we have the fun part of embellishing both pages. So I did pull out the sticker sheet that comes with the scrapbooking workshop kit, as well as the punch outs. And you can see these punch outs super easily. And there's lots of different images in here I can use on this page. I did go ahead and punch out one of the circles, and I also pulled in one of, this is probably my most favorite online exclusive for the March online exclusive. It's the Capturing Smiles stamp and die set bundle. So these are all the images you get in the stamp set, and then you get all of these dies, which are really fun. And I have created several pages with this, and I have card ideas that I want to also create. So I did off camera, I ran the negative, the film strip die, and then I just backed it with some basic white cardstock. Let me also just take a minute. Not sure if you've seen my storage system that I started. I started this in January, and it's working like a charm. I'm really excited that I finally have found a storage system that's working for me. So as soon as I get my stamp set and my dies, I will photograph or make a copy of it. Just lay it on my printer and make a copy of it. That way I know where to put my stamp images. Once I'm done using them, I can just follow this, and then I don't have to worry about losing anything. Same with the dies. I put this on my printer, I copied it, and so when I am done with my dies, I know exactly where they go. I just keep this in the envelope, and I have a storage system now, which I'm very excited about. So I'm going to try using this. Let me show you the camera. So I did stamp and cut these out with my dies ahead of time. And I'm going to go ahead and build this camera for you right now. So I've got all the parts and pieces, and the camera comes together really easily, and it's really fun to change up the colors. I will show you at the end of this video some of the other projects that I've created. I just stamped these with my black Memento and onto white. So I'm making a very basic camera, but you can use pattern paper, you can use colored cardstock, all kinds of things. I cut this die. Let me pull my dies in. So I cut this die out of my gray granite, and then I have a sponge here. If you have a dauber, you can use a dauber. And I am just going to sponge around here like this, give it a little bit of distressing. What's neat about the die set is you can use just the dies to make a camera without the stamps, or you can just use the stamp set without the dies, or you can do a combination of both, which is what I'm doing for you right now. All right, so then these little cameras I stamped, and then there is a little die for that as well. And then this image I stamped, and then I used the circle to cut that out. And this one, I'm gonna cut this out. I found it easier to just cut this out by hand. And I am leaving a little bit of a white border. Now, a fun fact about me, I can't talk and cut at the same time. So we'll see how precise I get with this. I just found doing this one by hand was a lot easier than trying to use the die. So then we will adhere this right to the center like that. And then this, I would use liquid glue for that, but because I'm on camera, I want to do this rather quickly for you. So that will go like that. And this is going to go right on top. So you've got all the lens layers. And then you could use your blends. So here is my gray granite blend, and I'm going to use the brush tip, and I'm just going to add some color here, and then right here. My collection of blends is growing. As a demonstrator, we're able to pre-order product before it is released, which is one of my favorite perks about being a demonstrator. And so I was able to order the in colors, the new 2026 through 2028 in colors in the blends. And I cannot wait for FedEx to deliver them to me. The in colors coming are just so pretty. So pretty. All right, so there you go. There is our camera. And here is a finished one where I added the smile and I added the heart. So you do get a heart die in the die set. And then the smile, it says, love this smile. And what I did is I just cut that part out. So I like to hold my snips in one hand and just move my paper. And the reason why it's easier to leave a little bit of a border is because then you can't, it hides the imperfections. So if you don't cut straight, it hides that. And I think that having that little bit of a white border allows for whatever it is you're fussy cutting to stand out. So hopefully you can see how I'm moving my paper, but I'm keeping my hand with the scissors still. And then that will just go right on top like that. So now I have two little cameras that I can use. So let's bring in our left side. So here is one of the punch outs from the scrapbooking workshop kit, Perfect Day. And this day was perfect. So I thought that would be a great title. And I like how the words are in green, so it brings out the green in the DSP. And then I think what I'm going to do is just put a camera right here like that. And I think that that will be enough for this page with all the different patterns going on in the papers. I think that this will be plenty, and I will put the camera there like that, and we'll add that with some dimensionals. And then we will bring in the right side. I got my take your pick tool because that makes it easier with the dimensionals. And I think that will be cute to have the camera popped up a little bit right there like that. So let's leave this page like this, and we'll move on to the right side. And if I feel like I need to add anything else, we can do that. So here is the left side. And this is where I was thinking we could use this circle to ground this. Maybe like that. And then this is where we could add our camera. And then we could put the film coming out like that. And we could, in the stamp set, we have the little images that say photo op and looking good. And because we were doing photo ops, so maybe I'll stamp those images in there. Let's just get all this kind of adhered dried fit down and then see. And then this punch out, actually this was a sticker, and what I did was I peeled it off, and then I like to use I peeled it off the carrier sheet, and then you can use an anti-static pouch and take the stickiness off. So what if we went like that to bring some color to that circle? Okay, I like that. And then another sticker that is on the sticker sheet is the Remember This. So I peeled it off. I used the anti-static pouch to take the stickiness off. And we can put that right there like that. I like that. And then I have another film strip here. What if we did something like this? And I think I need one more film strip, and we could put that like that. And I like how the black brings that out. Here's one I already have done. So all I did was run the die through the die cut machine, and then I cut a piece of white, basic white, and adhered it to the back. So we can do something like this, kind of stagger them. I think that looks really good. And then we have these fun dots. These are called the strawberry and dots. And oh my gosh, these strawberries. I'm not going to use the strawberries on this particular layout, but are they not the cutest? So here, one little dot popped off. Thought we could use one of these dots. I'm going to use the smaller one. And we could put that right there like that to add some pop to that. So you've got the blueberry bushel in 2 different sizes and the strawberry slush, and then the strawberries in the 2 different sizes. I am in love with those little strawberries. So I think that that will be enough for this page. So let me adhere all this and we'll lay it next to the left side and see if we need to add anything else. All right, I've got everything adhered. I love this little embellishment, this little cluster here. Let's go ahead and stamp in these squares. And I'm doing something I normally don't do. I usually will stamp this ahead of time before I adhere it, but I'm being daring today and we are going to just go for it. So I've got looking good. And photo op. Another thing I love about this stamp set is you can see the sentiments. They've got different fonts, and I love that when stamp sets provide that because it just makes for a card or a layout or whatever your project is. It's just more interesting. And so you can see these images, these fit perfectly inside these little squares as well. So you can use those for great vacation layouts or travel theme cards. Just a really fun stamp set, and as I mentioned, it works great with just the dies as well. But I think that that is plenty busy, and if we bring in the left side, I think that this is perfect the way it is. So then I will slide this into my protector once I know where it's going to go in my album, and then I'll alter my page protector by cutting a slit and pulling this up through. I'm going to wait to do that though because I don't know yet if this is going, where this is going to land in my my album, so I don't want to cut a page protector till I know which side it's going to go on. But let me show you a few other pieces of artwork that I've created using this stamp and die bundle. And as I mentioned, I will list everything in the product description box below of all the products that I used on this page. First off, I wanted to show you this photo home decor piece. So here is a photo of my roommate Lisa and I on stage, and I used the Made with Sweetness scrapbooking workshop kit to mat the photo. And then these are our new clipboards, which I love. They come in a pack of 3. 2 will house 5x7 size, and then there's another one that's a 4x6. So very simple way to display a photo. And then here is another layout that I did using the Capturing Smiles bundle. So here you can see I cut the film strips in different colors, and this camera has a little bit more color to it. I even took some twine and tied it to the side of the camera. So you can see here there's a little hole, so you could add some twine. I don't know, maybe I will add some twine to that to just add a little bit more texture. I think I might do that. And then here is another scrapbook page I did, and with this one I added some twine to make it look like the camera strap. And here I cut the camera out on black cardstock. I'm not sure if you can see, but it's dry embossed with our heart dry embossing folder. And then I cut these pieces out with pattern paper, and I added a little star foam sticker to that. And then you can see here I used the film strip or the negative image and made it go down, and then I added the hearts and the stamps to that. So lots of different possibilities with this bundle. Oh, and one other thing, I also used it in my junk journal. So here, again, I use the dry emboss folder, and this is a great example of how you don't need the stamp if you don't want it. And then here I backed the negative or the film strip die with pattern paper and did some journaling on that. So that's another fun way to use it. And then there's the little camera. So hopefully that inspires you, I am thrilled with the way this page came out. So thanks for doing it with me. And if you have any questions or comments, I'd love for you to post them in the comment section. That helps my little channel to grow. If you don't already subscribe, and hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate that. And I will catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.